Right now, under Japan's southern Alps, workers are drilling a tunnel nearly a mile below the surface. When they're finished, a train will fly through that mountain at 500 kilometers per hour, floating 4 inches above the track on magnets cooled to negative 269 degrees Celsius. The project cost more than $95 billion. It was supposed to open in 2027. It won't. And the reason has nothing to do with engineering. Stretching from Tokyo to Nagoya and eventually Osaka, the Chuo Shinkansen draws a new line across the heart of Japan. This route carves through some of the country's most crowded cities and its most rugged mountains, linking the capital with the industrial core of the nation. The plan is bold: 438 kilometers of track, most of it buried deep underground, bypassing the earthquake-prone coast in favor of a direct inland corridor. Nearly 90% of the line runs in tunnels, including a 25-kilometer passage beneath the southern Alps, soon to be the deepest tunnel in Japan, reaching 1,400 meters below the surface. The company behind this vision, JR Central, is betting its future on a train that doesn't touch the rails. The L0 series maglev floats 10 centimeters above its guideway, propelled by superconducting magnets and cooled to temperatures just 4 degrees above absolute zero. The goal: connect Tokyo and Nagoya in 40 minutes, and Tokyo to Osaka in just over an hour, twice as fast as today's bullet trains. Construction officially began in December 2015, with contracts awarded for almost every segment between Shinagawa and Nagoya. The entire project, including the extension to Osaka, is now budgeted at over $95 billion. For JR Central, this is more than a new railway. It's an answer to growing congestion on the Tokaido Shinkansen and a backup lifeline if disaster strikes the Pacific coast. The scale, cost, and ambition set a new bar for what a national infrastructure project can be. The L0 series maglev glides above its track, never touching steel or concrete. Its secret lies in superconductivity, a technology that sounds like science fiction, but in Japan, it's already reality. Each train is lined with coils made from niobium titanium alloy. When cooled to minus 269 degrees Celsius, just 4 degrees above absolute zero, these coils lose all electrical resistance. This isn't just cold, it's cryogenic, the kind of temperature where quantum rules take over. Superconducting magnets on the train interact with loops of wire embedded in the guideway. As the train accelerates past 150 kilometers per hour, the magnetic field becomes strong enough to lift the entire 299-meter train 10 centimeters above the guideway, about the height of a coffee mug. There's no rolling friction, only a cushion of magnetic force. This is called electrodynamic suspension, or EDS. The ride is so stable that at top speed, passengers have described reading a newspaper without the pages fluttering. Propulsion comes from a different set of coils in the track. These switch on and off in sequence, pulling and pushing the train forward like a giant invisible conveyor belt. This is the long-stator linear synchronous motor, or LSM. The result? A train that not only floats, but accelerates to 500 kilometers per hour in commercial service, and in April 2015, reached a record-shattering 603 kilometers per hour on the Yamanashi test track. All of this while hovering silently above the rails, powered by magnets colder than deep space. Beneath the jagged peaks of the southern Alps, engineers are carving a path that defies ordinary limits. The tunnel here stretches for 25 kilometers, long enough to run from downtown Los Angeles to the Pacific Ocean. At its deepest point, the tunnel roof sits 1,400 meters below the surface, more than 4 times the height of the Empire State Building stacked underground. This isn't just the longest and deepest railway tunnel in Japan. It's a feat that rivals any civil engineering project on Earth. The need for such an extreme route comes down to geography and risk. Japan's Pacific coast, home to the original Tokaido Shinkansen, faces constant threat from earthquakes and tsunamis. The new line must run inland, straight through the mountains, to serve as a reliable backup if disaster strikes. But the Southern Alps are no ordinary hills. The rock is fractured by ancient fault lines. Water under high pressure seeps through layers of sediment and granite. In places, the mountain above the tunnel weighs as much as a small city. To even begin, crews drilled pilot tunnels, small bores running parallel to the main route, probing ahead to map out unstable ground and pockets of water. Almost 90% of the CHUO Shinkansen will run underground, a necessity in a country where space is scarce and land is precious. The Southern Alps Tunnel stands as the most daunting segment, both for its length and its depth. Every meter bored through this mountain pushes the boundaries of what's possible, turning geology itself into the project's greatest adversary. The Southern Alps Tunnel slices under Shizuoka Prefecture for nearly 9 kilometers, but construction here has sat idle for years. The reason is not geology or money, but a political line drawn by Governor Heita Kawakatsu. In 2020, Kawakatsu withheld the permits needed to start boring, citing the risk to the Oi River, a lifeline for 600,000 people and the region's famous tea farms. Hydrologists warn that tunneling could drain up to 2 tons of water per second from the river basin during peak construction, enough to threaten crops and household supplies in dry seasons. JR Central's own environmental assessment admits the risk, projecting a temporary but measurable drop in flow. The company promises to pump water back, seal cracks, and monitor every liter, pointing to similar projects in Yamanashi where losses were managed. But Shizuoka's experts remain unconvinced, arguing that the river's ecosystem and farmers' livelihoods cannot be gambled on models alone. At the heart of the standoff is a sense of exclusion. Shizuoka is the only prefecture crossed by the Chuo Shinkansen that will not get a station. The tunnel passes deep underground, offering no direct benefit, only the possibility of environmental cost. For Governor Kawakatsu, the calculus is simple. Without ironclad proof that the Oi River will be safe, the project does not move forward. The result is a deadlock that no engineering breakthrough can solve. Contracts have been signed, machines stand ready, and billions of dollars hang in the balance. But until the governor's concerns are met, the world's fastest train remains stuck at the border of a single prefecture. The budget for the Chuo Shinkansen has nearly doubled since the original plans were drawn. In 2014, JR Central estimated the Tokyo-Nagoya phase at 5.5 trillion yen, about $52 billion at the time. By 2025, the official figure reached 11 trillion yen, or roughly $76 billion, with projections for the full line to Osaka climbing toward $95 billion. Each revision reflects not just the complexity of tunneling under the Southern Alps, but also the cost of delays, inflation, and idle machinery. With only about 15% of the project complete, billions have been spent on contracts, equipment, and land, while progress in Shizuoka remains frozen. Every year of stalemate adds hundreds of millions to the final bill, turning Japan's most ambitious rail project into one of the world's most expensive infrastructure undertakings. Progress on the Chuo Shinkansen has slowed to a crawl. Despite nearly a decade of work and billions already spent, only about 15% of the entire line is finished. The original plan called for trains to begin running between Tokyo and Nagoya in 2027. That date has slipped again and again. With the Shizuoka section at a standstill, JR Central now refuses to name any firm opening year. The latest internal estimates push the debut well beyond 2035, at least 8 years behind schedule. For a project built on the promise of speed, time itself has become the enemy. Each year lost means more money spent, more uncertainty, and a growing sense that the world's fastest train may never leave the station. Ken Matsumoto, a transport analyst, describes the Chuo Shinkansen as more than a showcase of speed. Linking Tokyo and Nagoya in just 40 minutes, the line would draw the country's 3 largest cities, home to 38 million people, into a single, seamless mega region. This isn't just about shaving minutes off a timetable. The inland corridor offers a vital backup if the Tokaido Shinkansen is knocked out by an earthquake, protecting the economic lifeline of Japan. With so much riding on its completion, the future of the maglev remains suspended between engineering possibility and political uncertainty. Today, the world's fastest train floats in limbo. 500 kilometers per hour technology held back by a single prefecture's veto. With only 15% of the line built and costs soaring past $95 billion, Japan's future mobility hangs on political will, not engineering genius. Progress, it seems, is never just technical.